Look, even the most driven people need motivation. Think Michael Jordan, Last Dance, one of the most driven basketball players of all time, one of the most successful, but yet on a night-to-night basis, he finds an enemy on the other team just because maybe he said something about Michael under his breath. In my own sales job last year, I had internal fire because I had people to prove wrong and to prove right and to prove myself right about my abilities. I now find myself in 2022 without an enemy. And the more I was thinking about it, I said, I need some motivation. I need some internal fire to let loose on this quota. What I've realized is my quota is my enemy. Each moment, each day I'm in the red, essentially not at quota attainment, I feel like it's taunting me a little bit. And that's one of my internal drives. That's my enemy today, to go attack my quota, go take it over. Let's get in the green. If you're committed to getting in the green this week, this quarter, this month, smash the like button below. At the same time, it's a balance because the satisfaction of hitting quota is a really great feeling, but I feel like you need to find satisfaction in the pursuit of quota attainment, in the ups, in the downs, in the daily struggles, showing up, starting to do your prospecting, getting body bagged on the cold calls, and that's ultimately what it's all about. The journey, the hardships, each day, each week, each month, and then hopefully the end reward is winning the quarterly battle and the annual war. That came out nice. I'm in the office grinding late right now. It's about 6:14 p.m. I wanted to thank you all so much for the recent support. The video, How Many Cold Calls Should a Top Tier Sales Rep Make in a Day, accumulated over 1,000 views in 124 comments in less than a day. When I first started putting out videos, those were literally the numbers I would get in a month. So I can't thank you guys enough for the support. And it really just fires me up to keep going, keep grinding late, to put out the absolute best content I can. We ran a contest. Everyone who commented the pen emoji got the chance to win the opportunity to collaborate with me on a shared spreadsheet. I'd like to congratulate Shaggy for winning. It was completely random. Apparently Shaggy works at my company, so I told him to message me on LinkedIn and we're gonna work out details there. Plenty more free competitions on the way. As you guys know, I'm not here to sell you anything. I have no courses, no webinars, no products. Here to help you find more success sooner rather than later. And in today's video, we are talking about how to get your money right. So many of you who watch this channel are in sales just like me. You're driven by money. And many of you, I just looked at the demographic numbers today, the majority of the population is 25 to 34, 90% male. So many of us are young adults, and I'm gonna share 3 financial tips to help you get your money right. Something I've been thinking a lot about is the difference between being rich and being wealthy. To me, being rich means making money and flaunting your material wealth through material objects and items like fancy clothes, nice watches, going on crazy vacations. Meanwhile, to me, wealth means having accumulated a lot of money, owning valuable assets, real estate, and essentially going to bed at night knowing that your money is making money for you and working just as hard as you do for your money. And speaking of making money, that's one thing, but keeping your money is a whole nother thing. And that's why the financial tip number 1 is to learn self-control. I think this is a top behavior, and I'm sure your childhood has a lot to do with this. I personally was raised as someone that's super frugal, doesn't spend on lavish goods. And fortunately, I find myself at a place in my life where I really don't desire material items. I don't go and buy fancy clothes. I don't really buy anything nice. And I think the takeaway from that is patience and also sacrificing what you may want now to make your future self happy. And I also think delayed gratification plays directly into that as well. And something I've heard from other financial advisors is live like no one else today so that you can live like no one else tomorrow. So next time you see that really cool thing that you want to purchase, the new video game system, that new suitcase, that fancy massage, although you deserve self-care, learn self-control, and I promise you, your future self will thank you. I feel like I'm super focused on increasing my income, attracting more money to me, but something I need to be especially focused on is knowing where my money goes. And that's personal finance tip number 2 to get your money right, is know where your money goes. There's nothing more frustrating to me than being signed up for a subscription service, recurring payments for something like an AT&T, and I don't really know where the money's going, and that's super frustrating to me. Anytime I get recurring charges, I look at that and I say, okay, I don't know if I like that. I unsign up for a lot of stuff. But it's not just from a bills and expenses standpoint, it's also an investment standpoint. I feel like a lot of people make money, and if you just have it sitting in your checking or savings account, that's fine, but you're not maximizing what that money could be doing for you. So the way I think about money, and I've shared this strategy before, is I get paid twice a month because I'm a salaried employee with commission. I get paid 15th of the month and the last day of the month. And I set up my direct deposit directly into my brokerage account. That's where I buy and sell equities, stocks, all of that. So my money's deposited in there. I'll invest the money and then I'll deposit out, or I'll transfer a certain amount of money from the brokerage account into my savings account. And then I'll pay off my credit card with the savings account. So I've identified my budget. I try and stay around $2,500, but quite honestly, I don't really like budgets. I just like to focus more on making more money opposed to restricting my spending, because it's not fun to do that. I, of course, am conscious of what I'm spending my money on, like we talked about. But the strategy with this is know where your money's going. From an expenses standpoint, be very clear where you're spending your money. Me, rent's my biggest expense. Food is my second biggest expense. And then at that point, I think it's pseudo entertainment and travel and just ad hoc expenses like getting your oil change. A lot of those are fixed and you have to do because you have to live life. But the other coin of it is know where your money's going from an investment standpoint. As I shared, I invest in stocks. I invest in Fundrise, online real estate crowdfunding. And I recently